Students, today we are going to study second part of our practical, that is study of specimens and identification with reasons, right. In the last video we have studied the non-chordate specimens of kingdom Animalia, and today we are going to identify the chordate specimens of a kingdom Animalia, right. So in the kingdom Animalia, chordates are the animals which possess the supporting rod in their body. Okay, so these animals are some more characteristics, like chordates have the triploblastic. They are triploblastic. Then they are coelomates. They are bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, and these are animals have the tube within tube body plan. Okay, then they show presence of, as we said, the notochord. Okay, at least in the embryonic stage of their life. Okay, and they also have the presence of a pharyngeal gills, right. Now the circulatory system is of a closed type, red blood cells having the hemoglobin as a respiratory pigment. So these are some few characteristics of chordates. So in the chordates, as we have studied, there are three subphylums: Urochordata, example Hardmania; Cephalochordata, example Amphioxus. Okay, and the third subphylum is the Vertebrata. Okay, so Vertebrata is the subphylum in which the notochord is replaced by the vertebral column. Okay, and that's why they are called as vertebrates. So these and one another characteristic, that these vertebrates, in these vertebrates the brain is lodged in the cranium box. Okay, so these are some basic characteristic of vertebrates. So as you know, in the vertebrates, in the classification, you can see the subphylum Vertebrata is divided into two divisions, Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Agnatha includes the one single class that is called as a Cyclostomata. Example is of a Petromyzon, but these specimens we are not going to study here in your practical, that is not included. So we have to study the second division, Gnathostomata. That means the animals which have the jaws in their mouth, and in Gnathostomata there is a two super classes. One is a Pisces and another is a Tetrapoda. So first of all, the Pisces have two classes, chondric thighs and ostick thighs. So chondric thighs, Pisces means what? The animals, or they have the fins for their locomotion, or they use the fins for their locomotion. So obviously they are aquatic. Pisces are aquatic. They can be fresh water or marine water, or they can be live in a brackish water also. Okay, now these Pisces are poikilothermic. Poikilothermic, that means their body temperature changes according to the surrounding, right. Now the locomotion, for locomotion they have muscles and fins. Then they have the caudal fin, which is used for changing the direction during the swimming. Okay, so they also have the paired fins for swimming. Then their exoskeleton, they have the exoskeleton in the form of a dermal scale. That means on their skins scales are present. Then endoskeleton is either cartilaginous, or it may be made up of bones also. So body shape is streamline or boat shape. Okay, then in order to reduce the friction while swimming in the water. Okay, then mouth can be at the terminal or in the ventral position. The respiration is by gills. Obviously they are aquatic, so respiration will be with the gills. Sexes are separate, that means male and female animals are separate. Then most of fishes are oviparous, that means they are egg laying animals. And some of the Pisces are viviparous also, that means they give birth to the young ones also. Okay, so this superclass Pisces is divided into two classes. One is chondric thighs and another is the ostick thighs. Chondric thighs has the cartilaginous endoskeleton. So we have one specimen of a example of a chondric thighs, and that is the scoliodon. You can see here, this is the scoliodon. Okay, so what are the characteristics of this scoliodon or chondric thighs? This is chondric thighs fish. So there obviously endoskeleton is cartilaginous. Okay, then these are marine. They are completely, they are marine animals. Okay, marine fishes. Then exoskeleton is formed in the minute placoid scales are present, very minute placoid scales are present on the skin. Then the position of mouth is uh, ventral, okay, ventral position. Then they have two dorsal fins, okay, they have two dorsal fins. Then tail fin is formed of two unequal lobes, okay, you can see their tail fin. So this tail fin is heterocircle, okay, that unequal lobes, that means heterocircle or asymmetrical. Then 5 to 7 pairs of gill slits they have, okay, and these gill slits are not covered by operculum, right. Then male has the copulatory organs called as a claspers, okay, for copulation purpose, and fertilization is internal. Then they are viviparous. These fishes are viviparous. That means they give birth to the young ones. Okay, so these are some characteristic of these chondrichthyes. Now we have another class under the superclass Pisces, and that is the osteichthyes. Okay, example we have that is of a labio or labio rohita. Okay, so these osteichthyes, they are fishes. They are also aquatic. Then but they are freshwater as well as marine water, okay. Then their endoskeleton, they are osteichthyes, so they have the bony endoskeleton, that's why they are called as osteichthyes. Then endoskeleton exoskeleton is formed of a cycloid or tinoid type of scales are present on their body, okay. Mouth is in the terminal position, you can see their mouth is in a terminal position. Then they show a single dorsal fin, they just have the single dorsal fin, okay. Then claspers are absent in these fishes. Then tail is formed of um, two equal arms or two equal lobes, so they have the homocircle type of or symmetrical type of tail. Then they have 4 pair of gill slits are present, and these gill slits are covered by operculum. You can see here the operculum is also present, which covers the gills, okay. Now fertilization is of external type, and they are oviparous, that means male female lays their gametes in the water, and outside the body fertilization takes place, okay. So that's why they are called as the oviparous, okay. Now moving to the next super class is the tetrapoda, that means the animals those have the 4 pairs of limbs used for the locomotion purpose. So and poda means legs, so 4 legs they have. And this under the division gnathos superclass tetrapoda, there are 4 classes, okay. Amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammals, okay. So let us move towards the first class of superphylum tetrapoda, and that is the amphibia. We have the specimen example of amphibia is the frog, as you know. So amphi means both, that means they live on in water as well as on land. That's why bias means they have spent their life on these 2 places, okay. So here they are exclusively freshwater animals, right. Then they are carnivores, okay. Then that means they use other animals as a food. Then they are poikilotherms. They are poikilothermics, that means they are their body temperature changes according to the environment. Their skin is, you can see the skin is rough, moist skin. They have glandular, their skin possesses different glands, particularly mucus glands, okay, and that keep their skin moist and slimy, okay. Then they do not have exoskeleton, externally they do not have any exoskeleton. Then they have 2 pair of limbs arises from pectoral girdle. Here you can see upper जे आहेत they are called as the pectoral girdles, okay. From that pectoral girdles 2 arms arises, okay, and they help in the locomotion. Then body is differentiated into head, they have head, the middle region is called as a trunk, and the last portion is called as a tail, okay. Neck is absent in this animal, okay. In some animal tail is absent, okay. So other amphibians, they have some other little bit different characteristics than the frog. Now external ear is absent in the frog. Okay, then they have the eardrum. Instead of that, a prominent eardrum or which is called as a tympanic membrane is present in the frog, okay, to the lateral sides of their head. Then mouth is devoid of teeth, that means teeth are absent in their mouth. Then intestine, in the digestive system, the intestine and digestive glands are very well developed. Circulatory system is closed type. Heart is of a 3-chambered heart. Okay, then RBCs are biconvex, nucleated. Respiration is by gill, lungs, and one membrane is present in their pharynx, bucopharynx. Then nervous system is very well developed. Then sexes are separate. They are oviparous, egg laying, and fertilization is external. And the development, some development, initial developments we can say that takes place in water, and the remaining after they becomes adult, they further development takes place on the land. So they show metamorphosis also. Okay, so this is the second class of tetrapoda, that is the first class of a tetrapoda, that is the amphibia. Now let's move towards the next class, that is the reptilia. Okay, repair means to creep or to crawl, so these are the crawling animals. Okay, so snake is the example. Then this is the lizard. Okay, so these are some example of these reptiles. So what are the characteristics of these animals? These are crawling animals, we said. Then these are first true terrestrial vertebrates. Okay, they are true terrestrial vertebrates because before this group amphibia is there, and amphibians, they live in some part of their life they spend in water. So reptiles are truly terrestrial vertebrates. Okay, they few may be aquatic. Some of these examples are aquatic, okay, or they can be semi-aquatic. Okay, now they also found in the marshy areas. They are poikilotherms, that means they also changes their body temperature according to the surrounding. The skin is dry, okay, non-glandular, that means skin do not have any glands. Then the exoskeleton is in the form of epidermal scales or plates or scutes. Okay, so different, and in the different animal that exoskeleton is in different forms. Okay, that can be plates or that can be scutes on the dorsal side of their skin surface. Now external ear is also absent in these animals. Eardrum is depressed. Okay, now circulatory system, it is of closed type. Heart is in a ventral position. They have 2 auricles, but ventricles are not completely partitioned, so incompletely divided ventricles they have. Then heart is not perfectly 4-chambered, but except one exception is there of a crocodile. Crocodile has perfectly 4-chambered heart. Okay, but remaining other reptiles have two complete auricles and incomplete divided ventricle. Okay, then respiration is by lungs. Okay, then sexes are separate. They show prominent sexual dimorphism, that means male and female have unique and special characteristics. Fertilization is internal type, and they are oviparous, that means egg laying animals these are. Then most of the reptiles are shelled eggs. Okay, so they lay the eggs which have the shell on the land. Now moving towards the next, that is the aves. Okay, next class is the aves. Okay, so this is the class of birds. So obviously their habitat is aerial. Okay, उडणारे animals येतील याच्यामध्ये. ओके, सो पर्टिक्युलरली कोणते कोणते आहेत, बिकॉज नेक्स्ट उडणारे असं एक्झॅक्टली नाही म्हणता येणार आपल्याला, कारण बॅट जो मॅमल आहे तो पण उडू शकतोय. ओके, सो दिस इज दी वी कॅन से क्लास ऑफ बर्ड्स. ओके, so their habitat is aerial. They sometimes some birds can be aquatic. Okay, and certain characteristic for that aerial habitat they developed some aerial adaptations. Okay, so which are that adaptations? So they are homeotherms. Okay, that means warm blooded animals. Okay, they keep their body temperature constant in any environmental condition. Okay, त्यानंतर the mode of life is aerial, we said already. Then their forelimbs are modified into wings. Okay, the forelimbs are modified into flying wings. Okay, hind limbs are used for walking and running. Then aquatic birds are have webs between their toes and the, for example, duck. Okay, there is a web between the their they have the webs between their toes. Okay, then their body is differentiated into head, this is the trunk, and the last part is the tail. Okay, they also have neck, so head, neck, trunk, and the tail, these are the body parts. Then the body shape is streamline, you can see here the streamlined body shape they have. Okay, then teeth are absent in their jaws. Their mouth is modified into, sorry, their jaws are modified into beak. Okay, and they do not have the teeth in that. Okay, then special characters like crop in the digestive system, crop and gizzard are present. Okay, respiration takes place with the help of lungs. Then their lungs which are connected to air sacs, so lungs are connected to the air sacs which make them bouncy and lightweight in order to fly in the air then to reduce the weight. Then brain is enlarged. Okay, they have enlarged brain, well developed well developed cerebellum for equilibrium, and optic lobes, they are also have a very well developed. Olfactory lobes are poorly developed in the birds. Okay, sexes are separate, that means male female animals are separate, so they show the prominent sexual dimorphism. They are oviparous, they lay the eggs with egg, and that egg has yolk and the albumin. Then fertilization is of a internal type. Okay, so this is pigeon example of a bird in front of you. Okay, and the last class of superphylum tetrapoda is the mammalia, that is of our class. Okay, so mammy means breast, okay, or nipple. So the animals which have the breast, they are called as a they belongs to class mammalia. So here there are some characteristics, that they have the mammary glands, okay, present for the nourishment of young ones. Okay, then their body is divided into the head. Okay, then trunk and tail. Okay, head, neck, trunk, and tail, these are the body parts, or body is differentiated into these parts. Then these are homeotherms, only birds and mammals are homeotherms, that means they keep their body temperature constant in any environment. Okay, now the exoskeleton is in the form of hairs, so hairs are present on the body, and in some animals hairs will be there, in some animals fur will be there, some animals will have nails or hooves. Okay, so that is the part of exoskeleton. Then their skin is glandular, that means skin possesses different glands like sebaceous glands and the sweat glands. Then mammary glands are modified sweat glands actually. Okay, they have the mammary glands, but they are actually the modification of a sweat glands. So body is divided into particularly two parts, thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. Okay, so by the diaphragm, so diaphragm divides the body cavities into two parts. The upper part of a diaphragm is called as a thoracic cavity, and below the diaphragm the body cavity is called as abdominal cavity. Now they show the external pinna, you can see here they have the external pinna or external ear. Okay, then teeth are of different type, in the mouth jaws are present, and teeth are present in the mouth of different types of teeth, like incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. So four different types of teeth are present generally. Now they have the very well developed brain. Then the cerebrum shows a transverse band and coiled corpus callosum. Okay, so well developed brain they have. So this is the fourth class of tetrapoda, that is the mammalia. Okay, and this is something about the chordates. Okay, so write this practical in your practical book and complete this practical.